Intel lowers fourth quarter revenue estimates by about 7%. Stephanie, I know you don't own the stock, but do you think that this is company specific or is it subsector specific? I mean, we saw something very similar with Texas Instruments.
Yeah, I think that it's all industry specific and it's all related to the Thailand floods, right? So we've had a number of companies that have already talked about this. And, in fact, I was actually encouraged that Intel is still guiding for sequentially higher PC sales for the December quarter. So it's clearly a supply issue, not a demand issue. No, we don't own it. I wouldn't be buying it. We prefer Broadcom.
And why Broadcom versus, say, an Intel on this nice dip we're seeing?
Right, so Broadcom, it's got a couple things. For one, they have no PC exposure. For two, they have 50% of their revenues are tied to wireless. And that market, smartphones and that kind of thing, that market has been quite strong. It has stayed resilient. And 13% of its revenues come from Apple. In fact, its top 5 customers are about 38% of their total revenues, and they're all wireless focused. So I think, the data that we're getting out of Apple is better than expected iPhone sales, probably not as bad iPad sales. And we now know that an iPad 3 is coming sometime in the first quarter. So there's that to get excited about. And I think what's kind of interesting is Broadcom stock has been weak because they were not, one of the reasons is because they're not in the Amazon Fire tablet. Well, that tablet actually is getting pretty poor reviews. They're actually expected to be in the next version where Amazon is going to want more robust features. So I kind of think this is a positive for Broadcom in a lot of different ways, and the stock's trading at trough valuations.
Now, if you did own Intel right now, though, what do? Do you have to rotate now? Is there a tech rotation within the sector?
No, if I really thought it was a demand problem, I would say you sell. I really would, because it's just a slug to own a stock that doesn't have demand growth. But I do think that these are going to be temporary issues. Would I be buying it here? The best thing to do when a company pre-announces, wait a couple of days for the dust to settle. I mean, even DuPont that lowered numbers last week, or even Texas Instruments that lowered numbers, where the stocks really got hammered. You gotta wait a couple of days for the dust to settle and then you pick it up.
All right, thanks, Stephanie. I really appreciate it. So that's how to play Intel's rocky day today.